Have you ever wondered how a single forgotten book could spark a chain reaction of spiritual transformation? Today, we're exploring an incredible story that challenges everything we assume about how wisdom spreads in the modern world.
That's such an intriguing setup. What kind of transformation are we talking about?
Well, it all starts in Sacramento, 2013. Picture this: a guy named Sundar is desperately trying to make it to the final day of a spiritual discourse, and he literally hits a plastic bucket on the freeway trying to get there.
Now, that's definitely not how most spiritual journeys begin. What made this particular meeting so urgent?
Here's where it gets interesting. He'd received this mysterious message that a spiritual teacher named Girish Gi had been specifically looking for him. When they finally meet, Girish Gi asks about a book Sundar had given him years ago, one he'd completely forgotten about.
Hmm, it's fascinating how sometimes we forget the things that end up being pivotal moments in other people's lives. What was this mysterious book?
It was Yoga, Enlightenment, and Perfection, written by Sundar's guru from his college days, Shri Umesh Ji. And get this, Girish Ji described it as the absolute cornerstone of his spiritual journey. He took it everywhere, even to India during his training. His mother used to joke that he was obsessed with it. And what struck me most was this from Girish Gi. That book is like the railway track I run my spiritual life on. Whenever I drift off course, I come back to it. It completely transformed my life and guided my spiritual growth.
That's such a powerful impact from what seemed like a casual exchange. How did Sundar originally come across this book?
Well, that's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Back in college, Sundar was nicknamed Quantum because he was completely obsessed with quantum mechanics, a total skeptic who saw religion and spirituality as mere superstition. So here's the twist. How did someone like that end up connecting with a spiritual teacher? It started with a college senior, someone who looked every bit the pious, religious type. But when he spoke, it was pure logic. And that completely disarmed Sundar. You know what's fascinating? Their deepest conversations didn't happen in a classroom or a temple. They happened right by Shri Umesh Ji's Royal Enfield motorcycle. Just casual chats about anything and everything. Yet those simple exchanges planted the very seeds of Sundar's lifelong journey into meditation. Years later, he came to recognize that magnetic peace, an almost hypnotic pull, he had so often felt in the presence of this great yogi.
That's such a beautiful metaphor. Finding spiritual wisdom through something as practical as chats around a motorcycle in a college campus.
Exactly. And Sundar later made this profound observation about how true spiritual masters are like fire, they can't help but burn. Likewise, transform those around them, whether they're dealing with saints or skeptics.
It really makes you think about how wisdom can flow through the most unexpected channels.
And here's what makes this story even more remarkable. Girish Ji became so moved by this book that he wanted to fly across the world to meet Sri Umesh Ji in person. Meanwhile, Sundar had completely forgotten he'd even given him the book.
That really speaks to how our smallest actions can create these incredible ripple effects we might never see.
You know what really struck me? He said it's incredibly rare to meet a self-realized soul in person. Most of us only read about saints like Sri Ramana Maharshi, but very few ever get the chance for that kind of direct contact.
And yet, here's this connection being created through what seems like a random act of sharing a book.
Maybe that's the real lesson here. The transformation doesn't always come in the package we expect. Sometimes it's in a casual conversation around a motorcycles, sometimes it's in a borrowed book, and sometimes, just sometimes, it's in dodging a plastic bucket on the freeway to make it to exactly where you need to be.